Hello, you're welcome to another edition of the Viewer Pulse, where we bring people that actually pull strings in society. It doesn't matter age or size. And of course, today with me in the studio, I have two beauty queens. Of course, the little one and the big one. Of course, you know how it is. The most beautiful model in Africa. The goal is to promote and present the beauty of African models in a matured and ethical, clean manner. It offers opportunities to ladies in many African countries to compete against each other. All right, without wasting your time, we'll go on a break. When we come back, you get to meet this my wonderful guest with me in the studio. Don't go nowhere. Well, all right, welcome back. If you're just tuning in, as I said earlier, I have two beauty queens with me in the studio, and of course, the little one and the senior one. And I'll be talking to the little one first. And I have this beautiful young African model with me in the studio. Hello. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
How do you feel being here?
It feels great.
Just being here, it feels great. Now, you're already a queen. You're putting on a crown. And how do you feel putting on a crown?
If I feel I'm excited
You're excited. You're
and it
happy.
feels good.
Okay. So, tell me something. During the contest, how did you really feel being among the beautiful models in Africa?
Proud.
Proud. So, were your friends with you, or you went alone, or you went with mommy or daddy? How did it go?
I went with my sister.
Your younger sister or elder sister?
Younger.
So, what was she telling you? How was the experience?
She wasn't really excited.
Why?
She wanted to quit and she wanted me to quit as well.
Wow. So, what gave you that courage that brought you up to winning the crown?
I told my mom I still wanted to do it because I really wanted the crown and to help people.
You want to help people. So how do you intend to help people now that you have the crown?
It's a secret. When the day comes, I'll reveal it.
Okay. All right. So now I want you to talk to your fellow friends at home that want to also be beauty queens like you, little beautiful queens like you. What advice do you have for them?
But they should just be themselves and not act like any other person just to get the crown.
So did they ask you, what are the questions that they were asking you before you became the first runner-up, before you became the queen?
They asked me who was Michelle, what are my hobbies, and did I like children?
And what did you say?
That I like children, and Michelle is a girl who, no, Michelle is a 10-year-old girl from Ocean State that attends Tigiri Class School, likes children, and is very friendly.
Okay. So what plan do you have for kiddies like you? You know, I actually asked you a question first. You said it's a secret, right?
Yes.
So I'm not going to talk about that again. So what plans do you also have for young people like you? Do you intend to have a little time with them, or do you intend to do little projects with them?
Little project with them.
Like what kind of projects?
I teach them how to cook, teach them mathematics,
Okay.
teach them many things, and help them with what they cannot do.
So what's your favorite subject?
Mathematics.
Mathematics is your favorite course?
Yeah.
Subject in school?
Yeah.
Okay. Matters. Okay. So apart from mathematics, so do you, okay, now that you know you love mathematics and you're now a beauty queen, How do you intend to use that, your office and the mathematics, to help people that don't know how to solve mathematics?
I would teach them so that it would improve their future.
Their future, in what aspect?
Like, if you want to be a doctor, you need mathematics to learn before you can be a doctor.
Okay, apart from being a doctor, what if I want to be an engineer?
It still goes with engineering.
Are you sure? So let's talk about your hobbies. What are those your hobbies? Those things you like doing?
Reading and traveling, and they also include fashion designing and cooking.
Wow, fashion designing.
Yeah,
So which one are you into?
fashion designing
Fashion designing
and cooking.
and cooking. So you know how to cook very well.
Yeah.
Now, if I should ask you now, if you're given a chance to choose a career, which one among the two will you choose?
I couldn't really decide.
You can't decide now, but your hobbies are cooking and mathematics
And fashion designing.
and fashion designing. So who actually designed this dress you're putting on?
It wasn't you,
It wasn't you. Okay.
but I designed a different dress.
Okay, you have your
It's
own.
purple and yellow.
Okay, you have started designing dress already. Wow, that's great. So, can you say one or two things to mommy and daddy as they're watching you?
I want to say a thing to everyone. First, I'd like to thank God Almighty, my grandmas and grandpa, aunties, uncle, friends, and family. I really appreciate all your support. And a big thank you goes to my parents and siblings for all their amazing support. Lastly, I'd like to thank the organizers of the Little Most Beautiful Model in Africa. I really look forward to working with you to achieve a greater height.
All right, thank you very much, our little beautiful princess. We hope to have more time with you in this studio sometime when you're free.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, if you're just tuning in, I've been having a wonderful time with little most beautiful model in Africa. We'll be going on a break. When we come back, the show continues in a moment.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back. As I said earlier, I have two most beautiful models in Africa, the senior and the junior. And of course, we just had a wonderful time with the little most beautiful model in Africa 2020. Now I have the senior most beautiful model in Africa 2020 right here with me in the studio. Hello.
Hi,
How have you been?
has been great.
You look good.
Thank you.
So can we get to know you?
Okay, my name is Queen Jennifer Martins. I'm from Delta State, Ikano North East Local Government Area, and I'm a final year student of English and Literary Studies, Federal University, Lokoja.
Okay, wow. Now let's talk about the pageantry itself.
Okay.
How was the experience you venturing into this terrific journey?
Well, it was quite intense, very, very intense, because there were lots of contestants, and it was challenging because at first I didn't really have enough people to cast the vote, but as time went on, I just told myself, no, I can't go down. I have to continue the journey and make sure that I finish it. So it was intense, it was challenging actually. Very.
How many of you were the contestants in the house, and who was the first person that you met, or how did they go?
The first person I met was the first runner-up, and then we were like 89 contestants from
Wow.
different countries.
Wow.
And the other lady from Sierra Leone was she was like it was a fire to fire thing, but I just thank God that I wasn't able to, I didn't give up, and I got here.
So there was a mutual, you had a mutual understanding with
Understanding.
some people in the house.
Yes, I
Now,
did.
let's look at the experience now involved meeting different people from different parts of Africa, different character, different background. How did you actually cope with that?
Well, part of my academic discipline teaches me to understand that everybody has their own perspective to the way they see things. So I understood that these persons are coming from different countries, which also means they have different cultures and different perspectives. So I tried as much as I could not to completely denounce someone else's perspective. So in working with those persons, I was quite very careful not to hurt anybody's feelings. And also I tried as much as I can not to put myself above anyone, seeing myself as all of us as equals, and no, just trying to relate with them as human beings.
Now, you being the most beautiful model in Africa, undisputed, how does it really feel, and what plans do you have for your period of time in office?
Well, it feels actually very amazing. It's a great privilege because it has helped me to meet certain persons that I didn't really, let's say, not plan, or some persons I didn't think I will meet. Okay. So it has been, it's a really great privilege. And as for my plans, well, I'm a lover of children, and I'm one person that sees everyone as equals, and I don't see other persons as above other. I don't discriminate. So my plan first is to give a ground symposium and teach people how to relate to others, how to see other persons, how to understand people, how to be meek and not to discriminate regardless of whatever social factor that is involved. Because when you give people material things, they tend to use it and then forget about it. But what you teach them sticks with them, it sticks in their mind, and I guess that will go a longer way than the usual distributing of material things.
Do you intend to be a teacher?
Not a teacher actually, but I'm more of let's say a mediator.
Okay.
Naturally, I try to bridge things and not divide them.
Now, they said sometimes you find yourself in the midst. Now, you have met so many young people from Africa that are aspiring into the same office with you, and finally you got in. What do you think? Are you going to actually extend and keep in contact, keep in touch with those people? Don't you think it will actually help you to move the office further?
Yes. Relationship is a very vital part of the human life, because the person I meet today, I don't really think, or I don't know where she would be tomorrow. Those persons that saw me yesterday, I believe some persons didn't imagine that I'll be in this particular seat. So I'm keeping the relationship with each and every one of them that I was able to get their contact, and we are moving smoothly. And I believe that they have certain things that I'm going to acquire and use to better the office.
Now let's talk about your hobbies. Let's talk about you now. What are the hobbies? What are those things that you enjoy doing?
The hobbies? Well, first of all, I like reading. I read a lot. I love literatures of different types. I like to see the world beyond my eyes. Reading a book tells you a lot about the person who wrote it and also the place where it was written. That's one of the hobbies. The second hobby is adventure. I like to try new things a lot. Yes, it's not really within the territory, but trying out new things gives you better knowledge of the outside world. And then I like baking. I bake a lot.
So it's like very soon we'll be experiencing the African queen models.
Yes, in the chef looking way.
Did you learn that, or how did it go?
Well, my mom is a baker. That's the first thing. So seeing her bake and seeing the excitement of trying to use flour and sugar and the rest and turn them into something very delicious. It's something I aspired doing. So I learned first from her, and then I also went for an intense training for 4 months.
Now tell us I want an information about the platform that made you the most beautiful model in Africa.
That would be Studio A. The platform is run by a very ambitious intelligent, smart, and open-minded young man by name Adamu Zakari. Well, he's someone that likes to do things and does it in unique manners. He doesn't really copy others, he doesn't imitate people, and he might see a thing, likes it, but then he will adopt that thing and then add his own initiative to it. That's whom he is. So Studio A is an organization that try to just give opportunities to people to showcase what they have inside. It gives them the platform to be whom they are and whom they want to be.
Now, during the pageantry, what were those tasks that were given? Were the tasks related to African culture, African activities, African cuisines? What was it all about?
Yes, the first thing was for you to be, you have to be familiar, very, very familiar. You have to be up to speed about the African history, different countries, their colonial eras, the pre-colonial eras, the colonial eras, and also the post-colonial eras. So some questions were asked, and it was part of the auditioning. So I believe that took 45% of the entire score.
So that automatically, what you're trying to tell me is there was like pre-lecture lectures and a kind of educational backup while you were in the contest?
No, that was it was an individual thing. It was the contestant assignment.
Okay.
For you to be able to move from stage. Yes, it was a task for you to be able to move from stage to stage.
Now, word of advice. You know, years back, the xenophobic thing has actually affected Africans. So I now look at the most beautiful model in Africa as a kind of a way of unifying Africans, bringing Africans together. Now, how far do you think this can actually go in bringing our minds and our social cultures together?
The first means, I believe, is not to just base everything in one country. Just, let's say, whatever it is we want to do, we'll do it here in Nigeria. It's going to make other African countries feel as if maybe Nigerians are being different or they're discriminating against them. So I feel if the things we do, every country is involved, or most countries are involved in it, I believe it's going to give us a sense of belonging, to give them rather a sense of belonging, and that we would want to do things we would do in unifying manners.
So you said something very interesting. You spoke about you love kids.
Yes.
Now, basically, what plans do you have? How can you've given an opportunity or a chance, how can you support the typical African child? Okay.
The typical African child is one that is groomed traditionally. And for the fact that Africa is a very dynamic continent, has different cultures, although some of them are quite interrelated, because we have Yorubas here in Nigeria, we also have Yorubas in Ghana. So the thing is, most of this culture...
You also have Yorubas in Benin Republic.
Yes. Now, most of these cultures try to stand in the way of these children to do some things, the things they want to do. Now, the girl child, in the typical African tradition, will not be allowed to become a pilot. She's going to be told that she's the mother of the house and she has to be at home and take care of her home. Now, the one thing I want to do in helping children is to make them understand that they are the owners of their lives, and what they do with their lives is entirely up to them. I don't believe that tradition should dictate to a child what a child should do, or even parents dictating to children what they are to study or what they are to become in future. I believe is an infringement of the personal rights of the child. And it's a form of abuse, because what one has and does not develop, he or she cannot acquire the other. You have to first of all start from yourself, from the one you know, develop it, enhance it. That way you'll be able to pick up something else, and it's step-by-step process. But if the girl child is told she can't be a pilot, she can't fly, she can't be in the military because tradition says she has to be at home, nah, I don't think we're going to have a better one. So for us to have that Africa that we look forward to, every child has to be given the opportunity. Every child deserves equity, that fairness to do what he or she knows how to do best.
So is that going to be your major project or your pet project while in office?
The pets.
A pet project.
pet
So
project.
what is your major project while in office?
No, the major project is to reach out to children. Like I said before, I personally am a mediator, and there are children that are out there that needs a helping hand. There are children that are painters in different countries of Nigeria. There are singers. There are books waiting to be written. There are movies waiting to be enacted, and that is what would be my major project, because I just want to reach out to those children, find them, reach out to them, and give them, extend a helping hand to them.
So how do you intend to do that? You know, because it's a beautiful idea you're bringing brilliantly.
Yeah.
Like I'm even moved by that. Now, how do you intend to cop that or achieve that?
Well, because of the pandemic, movement is a little bit restricted, but we thank God for the fact we have the internet. So it's going to be, first of all, published on the internet for children who can do certain things, beginning with writing, and give them the limited number of words they can write, and then let them put something down. From there, we'll test those writings, get to those children. It's going to be submitted on a platform.
Okay,
So go ahead.
let's round up finally. Word of advice. Of course, you know there will be young models looking up to you. Already, you're a mentor to someone. In case you don't know, but I'm telling you officially now. What is those word of advice you have for them? Quickly, let's round up.
Just aspire for it. Take the move and take it. You can't just aspire for something and sit there. You know, you have to make the move. You have to take the step to grab that thing. You don't sit and expect things to come to you. You go to them. You take necessary actions that are going to ensure your victory. And I tell you, if you are persistent enough, victory is yours.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you,
I'll
sir.
be talking to most beautiful model in Africa all this while. And of course, we'll be going on a break. When we come back, Viewer Pulse continues in a moment. Don't go nowhere. All right, welcome back. If you're just tuning in, as I said, I've been speaking to the most beautiful models in Africa, the senior and the junior. Of course, my studio is actually full, and this pageantry is all about promoting the beautiful models and matured ethical manner in Africa. And of course, we in Africa, we have a lot of things that we have to offer to the world. All right, without wasting your time, quickly, your last words, let's round up.
Thank you, Studio A. Thank you, Adamu Zakari, for the opportunity. And the greatest and the biggest thank you to God for the gift of life, for a sound mind, and for good health.
All right, and that's all we can go on Viewer Pulse. Do join us again, same time, same station. We'll bring you fresh editions. Don't go nowhere and keep watching our program. I still remain John Mataki.